As you may know, we're gonna be flying all the way into the city and back. That wasn't even for hailing at daytime, because before we're gonna be heading on to this morning, it's absolutely pretty late as well, and these planes are just absolutely keeping on crashing in this game, and this game is known as the plane game, and it looks like we're gonna be starting all of this out. As before, like this one, I absolutely gonna be spawning for the plane for the first time. And to try that, I'm going to be saying, let's go fly away all the way up into the city and go back into where I just spawned here. Now, if I just going to be know about this one, this game is created in May 11th, 2019. And it was absolutely for a little bit years. And this game, well, might able to become old as well. So I make sure that I'm going to be spawning for our first time. Let's gonna be using the Fortress. I don't really think so. The Douglas DC-3. And using for a little bit for one this time. Before, who just owned for just a little bit stealing this one. So let's gonna be spawning out that one. And here we go. We're just gonna be started out flying away. And now releasing the land gear. And we're gonna be escorted to this one as the plane started to the engine rushing. It's gonna be throttle a little bit for once. And I can't believe it. This is gonna be absolutely to take it a little bit once. I think we're just gonna be taking for a little bit for this time. And we got ourselves a huge collision with the helicopter. So all you have to do is gonna be try to fly away. I think the helicopter just despawned. And looks like we have the brakes for himself. And just a little bit. Whoa! Who's gonna be attacking from my plane? That wasn't pretty good as very much. As we look like we're gonna be flying away. And the flight starts for departure at least morning. If we're gonna be starting for our at least today. And we're gonna be taking on to its flight. How we're gonna be putting on some flaps on. And I should gonna be setting into here. Now we should be able to do like this in before the flaps on like this one. The throttle is gonna be taking for a little bit of this one. I think we're just slightly out of turn. And because that due to something for went out of date. And looks like we're gonna be remaking on this video. As this last video in a few months ago in this last year was even copyrighted. Now it looks like, and right now we're gonna be remaking this video without music. Now it looks like if I'm just gonna be ready to go, which is I'm gonna be tearing up the brakes and we'll be target straight up here. Let's hit the brakes and we won't able to do like this before I might able to delete this video. If we're gonna be coming all the way up here, so we're gonna be full throttle off the coast, and that might gonna be able to hurt the engine, and that it should be able to cause for around here. Flaps on. And it's time to make it a little bit for this one, and the plane starts to roll out of here as well. So the moon is absolutely still up, and because of this one strategy we're going to be making on to this one. At least this video is going to be at over 20 minutes or longer. That shouldn't wasn't able to get for 30 minutes as well, until 100 miles per hour is going to be blasted on, until 100 kilometers an hour. Should be might able to blast it off. I think so. This is going to be taking for over 100 miles per hour or studs per second. So it looks like we're going to be taking our flaps on. And we just absolutely taking for our very first flight. And looks like we just absolutely prepare for takeoff. What about the land gear? So I just absolutely going to be pressing G in the land gear in order that it might able to get a little bit pretty fast. I think it's under 100 miles per hour or kilometers an hour. So it looks like we're going to be heading all the way to the city. And again, for just a little bit once. As we're going to be reaching up for the max throttle. And I need to get this throttle going to be a little bit higher. So a little bit all of this sudden, like these things as well. It started to get all the way down. And it's not going to be taken for a little bit for once. I have to fly safely for just going to go all the way into some kind of just a little bit one. And version is absolutely taking for just a little bit one, and we're not able to take it around for steering, I guess. Now, because of this gonna be going all the way to its front, now I wanted to let me know, in 170, we just went exactly pretty fast, and we max up throttle until we just gonna be taking on for a various stunt, and we just almost gonna be nailed to fall all the way down into the city. And looks like we're just absolutely gonna be taking onto this literally fast and making onto their pretty much ways into 200 kilometers an hour. And looks like we just almost slept right here into this gonna be almost blasting all the way down here. And I'm just gonna be turning off for this systems. I should not able to go out here because due to some kind of just a various enemies whatsoever. So start the brakes, and we're not subject to hit the land gear on. And it looks like we're just gonna be target to for a perfectly land in about for this recent weeks. So it looks like we're gonna be throttling for deceleration, and now all you have to do is gonna be putting our landing gear down, and we just try to turn off the throttle as literally even possible. So if we're gonna be standing down, so we're gonna be hit the brakes, we're even on for this size. As looks like we're just completely landed inside over here, and prepare for landing, which is absolutely huge to stop the brakes overall for this one, and we made it safely down here. Now we're gonna be looks like that before this morning will be absolutely taking for a very unfragile for just a little bit something. Let's give a throttle up, and there's the moon is about to set down for literally as well. Before morning is gonna be very start, it's again very soon as well. So I have to stall all the way for this one, and that was absolutely pretty quick. If I just gotta be jumping out of this plane, this should be able to despawn. Yep, we just absolutely made it, arrived at the little city. So we're gonna be using around the helicopters. This is where I just gonna be using some helicopters to fly around for the power plant over here, and for just a little bit for other sides of here. And looks like the moon has gotten to be set, but already though, it won't be able to head back in time for just a little bit. Fly into the city and back that where I just gonna be starting all the way. The sun is gonna be rising up over here and just gonna be main around for just only one day. So if I just gonna be making for just a little bit one video, well, all you have to do is gonna be reflying that plane. All the passengers gotten board, and looks like we're ready to take us to fly home. I don't really think we just absolutely reversed this thing. So if I just gonna be absolutely to turn all the way down and blasting to this only one thing, I think we just absolutely for a major requiring to get up as well, and we're gonna be ready to head it back. For there's only one thing that I need to say. This is gonna be taking for a little bit as much as you're gonna be trying to get all the way for even distance around for 7 plus 7 minutes of trying to do like this before. That should be able to be able to fly all the way down here. Instead it's just where you get all over for the 10 minutes. As literally possible by using around for fly out here. And because this is absolutely going to be taking for much more breaks, and that is going to be much more better to fly all the way around into this one opportunity that we're going to be taking for a little bit of flight off. Now let's do like it's going to be doing for a little bit of power slide until it won't be going to be necessary, until it's going to be drifting off, and we just absolutely made the target, but pretty not. So let's gonna be fueling departure to fly all the way down into its literally back as well. And because all of a sudden, let's use the flaps all the way up here. And because this won't be required to jump against well. So if this is what's absolutely gonna be taking for a little bit strategy, it won't be gonna be taking for very much. It is gonna be for unsafe takeoff. It wasn't gonna be taking for very much well. So it looks like we're going to be heading on to for a very maximized throttle, and before the engine is going to be explode. and raise up the landing gear as well. So let's gonna be reducing a little bit, and before it won't be gonna be doing like this one as before that. I can't see in for a way couple of things we couldn't able to get our way back. So I suggest I'm gonna be using for around for the full throttle. Before I can end of this video, I'm not gonna be blasting all the way to the top into a efficiently for 200 kilometers an hour. And just what I say is gonna be blasting around for it safely try to do like this. Departing from Krem Republic to Detroit, Michigan as well to get all the way down here. So it looks like this is absolutely gonna be taking for a various flight. As always, that was gonna be an unsafe landing. So it looks like we're gonna be taking onto this for a various landing as well. But I might able to get a little bit stalled. There is the target landing over here. So looks like if we're about to end of this video, looks like we're just gonna be taking for all the way down into zero gravity. Let's use around for here. It's just always nighttime for whatsoever, and it's gonna be taking for at least around the landing gear. If this is not gonna be very good at this quietly, let's gonna be putting around for a safe landing and put our brakes into its one piece. Now before we're going to be heading onto this one, I'll make sure that this plane was even for heading direct towards this one. And I can't believe it. This absolutely sounds like a traffic jam and for this moment. And looks like I must clear the airfield or the runway. So I have to clear the runway before everything departs for literally right now. So looks like I'm gonna be handling the brakes as we're putting ourselves into a stop, and looks like that is it for this video. I think somebody's just absolutely gonna be shot around by using that plane, and I'm just gonna be getting off the train or the plane as this one, and it will be gonna be to do like this one. As before, we're gonna be end of this video. If you enjoy for this one video, make sure you leave a like and subscribe and click the bell. And this game is linked in description down below. And how that some kind of is this for hilarious message for around for this one. So I'm gonna be see you to keep on flying and about for this reasons without using for about of music. So only gonna be using away is gonna be spawning down way for warplanes that you can spawn on, and a VT bomber as literally what happens gonna be next. So I might gonna be doing for something kind of a little bit good. Until thanks for watching, that which will be Turbo Concept signing off, and I'll talk to you into for some other kinds of cookie runners. And I'll talk to you cookie runners all later, over and out.